Hey guys, sorry I haven't made a video in a while, but this is going to be a review on Kazuo Ishiguro's Never Let Me Go. I gave this book 4 out of 5 stars. When I had first finished the book, I didn't really know how I felt about it. I mean, I knew I liked it, but I just kind of felt emotionally drained a little bit, and I had to sit and think about what I had just read and really value the words that Kazuo Ishiguro had put down on paper. But overall, I really did enjoy it the more I thought about it. The story, if you don't know, follows Kathy H. She's a 31-year-old carer, and you're not really told what a carer is in the beginning. You find out as the story progresses, and it's just her life story, basically. It starts from her days when she was maybe 7, I want to say like 7 to 10 range, at this school called Hailsham, where the students stay until they're about 16. And then after that, they go to another certain place where they focus on sort of finding themselves and adjusting to not living at a boarding school all the time. And it's not really a boarding school, but that's the best way I can explain it to you. They just wind up, finding themselves developing relationships with others, and then they can take day trips to other parts of the country that they may have heard about in their classes, but don't know. Also in Hailsham, you are introduced into 2 very important characters. Ruth, which is a girl who is about Kathy's age as well, and is considered to be one of her best friends. Ruth is very selfish and is one of those characters that you love to hate, or at least in my opinion she is. She just really irritated me throughout the whole book, and in the book I did feel sorry for her eventually. And later when I talk about the movie adaptation, I honestly didn't feel anything for her at all. And then you also are introduced to Tommy. Tommy is a boy also in Ruth and Kathy's age who has these temper tantrums that never really stopped. He's very different from the others. While Hailsham focuses a lot on creativity, Tommy is lacking in that department. So you meet them and they're a little trio sort of that stick together throughout growing up. And it deals with them, growing up, getting older, having new feelings, new experiences, and eventually Kathy decides to make the choice to be a carer and leave Ruth and Tommy behind. It later then regroups to her being a carer. She takes care of certain patients and always keeps an eye out for the Hailsham students. I don't want to go into too much about the book more because I don't want to give it all away, but it really was a phenomenal read, and it sticks with you for a while. And I mean, I would see things and think of the book and be like, oh my gosh, that was so awesome. Yeah. So I also saw the film. The film featured Keira Knightley as Ruth, Carey Mulligan as Kathy, and Andrew Garfield as Tommy, and I absolutely loved Andrew Garfield. I'm already a big fan of him, so I knew if I didn't like the film as much as I liked the book, I would have at least just watched Andrew Garfield for like 2 hours and be okay with that. I'm kidding. The movie was pretty good. It was okay book to film adaptation. I really enjoyed Carey Mulligan. She made me really feel for Kathy. She's honestly a phenomenal actress. This was my first time ever seeing her. I want to see her now in education, and I have faith in her for The Great Gatsby coming out this December, where she will play Daisy. Andrew Garfield was simply brilliant. I loved how he played Tommy, and in the trailer, if you watch, I can link it below, in the trailer there's one part where he just screams in agony, and listening to it and watching the scene and everything that's led up to it, your heart just hurts with him, and it's so good. As I previously mentioned, Ruth is played by Keira Knightley, and I did not feel sorry for her at all. Ruth just felt very selfish and like a terrible person, and I hated every time Keira Knightley was on screen. It really irked me, and I never felt anything nicer for her than just, I can't stand you, get off the screen. I really, really enjoyed Carey Mulligan and Andrew Garfield's performances. This really showed me what amazing actors they are. And I guess if I had to rate the film, I would give it 3 out of 5 stars. Overall, I would definitely tell you to try this book. You might not like it. It might take you a few times to get through it. I know it did for me, or I would get stuck past the first 30 pages and couldn't get further than that. But overall, it is really good, and you get into it once you're in like part 2. It's sort of like Life of Pi by Jan Martel, if you've ever read that. Part 1 gives you all this background information to understand who Pi really is, and then part 2 is the heat of the moment with the ship sinking and everything. That's a really great book too. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you're having a great day. I'm sorry if you hear random booms in the background. It's the 4th of July, so fireworks are going off and whatnot. But overall, read this book, watch the movie, and I hope you like it a lot. Bye!